Iwuanyawu'S will bans wife from remarrying. Barrister, when I read this, it just tired me. Let me read part of it. The late elder statesman and former Ohaneze Ndigbo President General, Chief Engineer Dr. Emmanuel Iwuanyanwu, has left behind a final will that bans his wife, Lolo Francis, from remarrying. I don't even want to take time in going into that. Barrister, I don't know what could have warranted a man to do this. Write a will for your wife that will only give access to your wealth if your wife fail or do not remarry. I don't. In fact, I am even looking for the right word here. I don't get it. This is. I consider this is evil. This man was evil-minded to have done this to his wife. Why will you do such thing? Why will you exert such detrimental detrimental action to your wife? I don't get it, Barrister.
This thing is not strange. It's done in Europe and America frequently. People write wills and exclude their wives if they remarry from certain aspects of their particular trust. So it's not really a strange thing, but I do not know why you will say. I don't know, but I believe.
I don't know. Hold on, Barrister. Let me add this, please. Sorry to cut you short. Yes, it's done everywhere. People do it, but my own problem is I see this as weak. I don't understand. You mean a man would die, and that is not just only selfish. It's evil for you to just expect your wife not to remarry. Either a woman or a man, not to expect your husband or your wife to remarry after you are gone, just to remain single. I mean, it doesn't make sense. That is wickedness.
I don't know the full circumstances of that. I don't know the age of the wife. I thought they said that Iwuanyanwu married a young lady.
Yes.
Young lady, yes. His life. So maybe this young lady is the one. But that would be very cruel for you to marry at your age of 70 or 70 something. To go and marry a very young girl that you cannot satisfy, and then you die just because of money to prevent her from remarrying.
This is wickedness.
Cruelty. But if it is, let me say that some aspects of the will cannot be properly enforced. If money has been left for her, that money cannot be subject to this kind of condition. Because if you spend the money, you spend it. There's no way it can be subject to a condition that you should not, if you remarry, you return the money. Possibly, it may refer to the houses or assets that are within the locality. You know how the Igbo people are. They don't want a female to succeed to property.
Hold on, Barrister. Let me read further. In addition to the residence, Francis received ownership of Majil Furniture. Once run, hold on, let me see. Okay, sorry. The document released on June 16, 2025 and managed by Will Administrator Chief Chukwuma Ekomaru San outlines how the respected businessman and politician's wealth is divided among his immediate family and selected beneficiaries. Among the key highlights is the inheritance of the iconic Legacy House on Port Harcourt Road, Owerri, willed to Francis with a strict instruction that the house must never be sold. Okay, that's understandable. In addition to the residence, Francis received ownership of Majil Furniture, once run by Iwuanyawu's late first wife, Eudora, and partial ownership of real estate holdings in Oji Works Layout and in Oji Works Layout and Naze in Imo State. But the will comes with a firm condition. Any move by Francis to remarry will result in automatic forfeiture of all these properties. What is that? This man categorically took this woman off the property should she remarry.
That's why I said if you look at the Igbo culture, number one, a female does not inherit landed property.
Not
So,
anymore.
not the court has struck down that
Yes. Okay,
provision.
go ahead,
But
please.
still, widespread culture is still the feeling that a female. So it goes into line with a lot of people say, okay, I have built these houses, I have this in my locality, in my village, in my compound. If I give to this, even my daughter, and the daughter married somebody else, is that person that will now be in charge of this or take over those assets? And they want them to remain in their family. So one can understand what he's saying. But I would rather, if you want to put such a condition, I would rather give the lady a lot of money that she can take and develop herself. If she did not couple it with money, then it will be very unfair and very crude. But if he has left left the wife sufficient, Iwuanyanwu was a billionaire over and over.
Yeah.
If he has left her a couple of billions in cash, then I will not see anything
Yeah,
much
okay, that's okay.
so wrong with that, because he wants this legacy project which is offered to remain in his family. So I will not see anything very wrong with that. But if he did not leave her with money, cash, then this would be a very cruel way of doing things.